Hello everyone. I'm happy to bring you one of my evening practices. I had a request from a student, so here it is. So I do this practice about 7 o'clock in the evening before dinner, and it's just a releasing stretch and sort of getting ready for my evening. So first we're just going to roll the shoulders up and back. And then change the direction of the circle. And lower the chin to the chest, roll your head to the right shoulder, stop there, and change directions to the left shoulder, stop there. And keep doing a half circle. Getting rid of any tension that may have built up in the neck during the day. And this also helps me to guide my breathing a little bit and bring it more even and more deep. From here we can come up onto all fours and then lift and lower the rib cage between the shoulder blades. This helps to get the shoulders relaxed and helps with mobility of the shoulders and the shoulder blades against the rib cage. Then I'm just going to lift the left elbow and get a little twist to the left. And then I'll lift the right elbow, get a little twist to the right. And again, lifting the left elbow, get a little twist. And then the right, gentle twist. Just working through some mobility movements. And as you'll see, let's bring our right foot back, tuck the toes under, and press into the heels a few times. A lot of the evening practice is about mobility, and also let's change legs for the left leg, pressing back. And also it's about sort of getting ready for quiet evening and for sleep. Coming up onto your knees, bring the knees apart, keep the toes together. And let's bring our hands to our low back and do little hip circles. And then after about 5 circles, change directions, go in the opposite direction. Now press your hips gently forward and then come back with the hands on the floor into a puppy dog pose. Now hips at the low back, you press the hips forward into kind of supported camel, and then move the arms forward on the floor to puppy dog. One more time, hips forward, open the chest, and then hands slide out in front of you for puppy dog. Now I move back and forth on my knees, mobilizing the joints of the knees. Hips go back towards the heels, and then I go forward again. And after a few of these, I'll bring the knees underneath the hips. Setting my right foot forward, both hands on the front thigh, and we lift, coming all the way up to standing. From here, separate your feet hip width. And I'll just bend the knees, swinging the arms back, and then come back up to a standing position. Swing your arms back, and back to standing. This is kind of going into a chair position, swinging the arms back, hands back in front of the chest. And one more time. From here, I'm sending my left leg back. Keep the back knee soft and bent, right foot planted nicely into the floor, and it's kind of a lunge position, hands at your heart center, and then straighten the legs, bend down to a lunge, and then straighten, and again bend to a lunge and straighten. A few more times. Now I'm going to swing my left arm around and we come into an open squat goddess position. Breathe in, raise the arms, straighten the legs, and breathe out, sink back down into the open squat. Hands at your hips. Straighten your legs. Make sure that your feet are parallel. Lean back and then fold forward. Hands can come to the floor. You stay here in a forward bend for a few breaths. Forward bends are super to do towards the end of the day. It helps to calm the nervous system. If you would like, you could open your feet a little bit wider, make sure they're parallel, and come down even deeper into the wide angle forward bend. Sway from side to side to release any tension in the upper back, the head and the neck. Setting your hands back down, coming to center. You can walk your feet in a little bit. Hands to the hips, bend your knees and rise to standing. Move your hips in a circle and then change the direction of the circle. And now we're going to turn with our left foot forward. So you just turn on your mat, left foot forward, right foot turns in, and you look for that lunge position, both knees bent. And we sink down in the little lunge and then straighten the legs. Sink down and straighten the legs. A few more times. It's mobilizing the knees, the hips, the ankles, the back foot as well. Now open the right arm, come back into that open squat, goddess position, and we sink down and straighten the legs, sink down, straighten the legs. Hands clasped together now behind your low back. Stretch back, legs straight, feet parallel, and fold forward, allowing your arms to wrap upwards towards the sky. Very careful of your shoulder joint here. If you're able to clasp the hands together with the palms touching each other, you can do that. But please never move into any pain in the shoulders in this position. Hands come back down to the floor and you can roll your shoulders to release. Turn your head from right to left and then up and down for a little yes. Now walking your hands forward a little bit, keeping the heels down. Let's now bring our knees down underneath the hips, right down underneath, and roll up the edges of your mat. We're going to get into a frog position, so open your knees as wide as possible and set the knees down on the rolled up parts of the mat just to pad the knees. Feet are as wide as the knees. The hips are at the level of the knees, meaning they're not forward of your knees, nor are they behind your knees. You can sink down as low as you like, but again, never go into any pain in any of the postures. You may feel a deep stretch and some effort, but no pain. Bring your feet together so they're touching and sink back into an open child's pose. So the knees are wide open, big toes touching, elbows can be on the floor, or if you can get yourself to sink right down, stretch your arms out in front of you and bring your forehead or your head down to the floor. Again, this is all focusing on forward bends. Deep breathing. Lifting back up, walk your hands back. And bring your knees back in towards each other, coming to a seated position. And then turn to the right and bring your right knee in front of you for a swan position or half pigeon. So the foot is flexed, the back leg is straight, and you can roll on the top of the back leg so the knee points down. Elbows are underneath the shoulders, and your chest comes over your front thigh. If you would like, you could stretch your arms out in front of you and bring your forehead to the floor. Take some deep, slow breaths as you're here. Stretching out the glutes of the right hip as well as the piriformis muscle. Walk your hands back to rise back up, and bend that left knee, bring it in, soles of the feet together, knees wide, into a butterfly position. Lift through the chest and begin leaning forward. It's not important how far you get. What is important is that you respect your body and you feel the stretch on the inner thighs without feeling any pain. From here, we'll lift back up. Lifting your knees, let's turn to the left. Bring your left knee forward. Left foot is flexed. You roll so that the right knee points down into the mat, and you're in half pigeon on the other side. Elbows down, folding forward over the left thigh. If you wish to go farther, you can reach your arms out in front of you, forehead down. If these postures are not good for your knee, I would recommend that you lie down on your back and do a reclining pigeon with one leg crossed over the other thigh and simply pulling the knees into the chest. Walking your hands back, lift back up, bring that right knee back in again, and stretch both legs out to the sides. Feet flexed, toes pointing to the sky. Lift your chest and you can lean forward. If you can get your arms forward, do that. Otherwise, you support your low back with your hands behind you on the floor. And as you stay here in this forward bend, imagine the breath rising up your spine as you breathe in and down your spine as you breathe out. Set your hands down now and push back onto the floor to lift yourself back up. Bend your knees and shake your legs out a little bit. We'll bend the left knee, left foot to the inner thigh. Your hips will be pointed a little bit to the left, but I want you to lift your chest and bring your chest down over the right leg. This creates a little twist in the abdomen. Pulling the chest forward, allow your head to drop down to the knee if it's comfortable. Grab as far as you can on your leg. And now set your hands back down, lift the chest back up, cross your left leg over your right, and we take a twist to the left, grabbing a hold of the left knee, left hand behind you. As you breathe in, lift taller. As you breathe out, twist deeper. And unwind. Bend now your right knee, right foot to the inner left thigh. Twist your chest towards the left leg and fold forward over the left leg. You can grab as far as possible onto the left leg or the foot. Nose can move down towards the knee. Chest moves down towards the thigh. Deep breathing. Setting your hands down, lift yourself back up. Lifting the right knee, cross it over the left leg. Grab a hold of the right knee and twist towards your right. Right hand on the floor behind you. Turn your head as far as possible. Just to play a bit, see if you can even turn your eyes as far as possible. A little eye exercise. Unwinding, uncross the legs, and come into the cosmic egg, pointing the toes, tips of the toes touching the floor, knees towards the forehead. And lifting the chin, bring your feet back down to the floor. Take a pillow, or you could use your block, and come sitting on top of the pillow. In an easy seated pose, crossing at the ankles or at the feet, I'm going to do alternate breathing. So left hand in a mudra, which is like an OK sign. Right hand, you bring it across the chest and close off your left nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril, close off the right nostril with your thumb, and breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left, close off, and breathe out through the right. Breathing back in through the right nostril, closing it off with the thumb, and breathe out through the left nostril. Continue changing nostrils. Always breathe in, change nostrils, breathe out, breathe in, change nostrils, breathe out. And this alternate breath is called Nadi Shodhana. It's a very calming breath. It also helps to balance the right and left sides of the body, as well as the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Excellent exercise to do at the very end of your workday. And the next time you breathe out through the left nostril, bring your hand down. Stay seated in this meditation position and reflect back upon your day. What was good about your day? And what do you have around you that you can be grateful for? Staying with these thoughts, I wish you a lovely evening. Namaste.